Okay, first we will recite the A Dharma mantra, essence of dependent origination mantra 3 times. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tatagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vade mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tatagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tatagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Also, Namanarvasam courses. The courses are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation courses as well is taught by the great seer. Okay, we are on verse number 2023. 23 done? Yes, 24. The door that leads to no intrinsic existence, meaning emptiness. No, empty, they all mean same, absence. The door that leads, finally we have to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. What do you mean by waking up from the sleep of ignorance? To know that everything is like a dream, to know that nothing is objective real. So no objective reality, no intrinsic reality is the same. But how do you know that? So how to get into the house? Go through the door. What's the door to understand emptiness of or no intrinsic existence? Is the door of dependent origination. It says the door that leads to no intrinsic existence, this unexcelled door of dependent origination. So the next line, in presence of dependent origination, this is the additional thing, which is actually from the header. So delete that. Through his name alone, if one grasps at intrinsic existence, if once you think of dependent origination, and instead of with dependent origination, you should understand emptiness. Instead, if you go for the opposite of emptiness, if you go to the opposite of emptiness, for example, you say that, okay, I want to say you are suffering from tuberculosis, or I want to recover from my illness. I want a medicine, and finally you instead of the medicine you get a poison. You get a poison, instead of helping, it will harm us. Likewise, so that you want to go into the emptiness, and the door that you get is the door of dependent origination. And it's this door, instead of going to emptiness, if you go to believe in objective reality, this is some poison for us. So the door that leads to no intrinsic existence, this unexcelled door of dependent origination, through his name alone, if one grasps intrinsic existence, instead of emptiness and intrinsic existence, if it takes you to believe in intrinsic existence, now this person who lacks the unrivaled entrance, so this person does not have any entrance to the emptiness. Well-traveled, otherwise well-traveled by the noble ones, by what means should one guide this person to the excellent path of the wisdom of emptiness that pleases the Buddha? So the medicines turn into poison. Now nothing can help. 26. Okay, intrinsic nature. So now what does it mean by intrinsic existence? What does it mean by objective existence? 26. Intrinsic nature or objective existence means something which is uncontrived or uncreated. Uncreated meaning something independent, and non-conditioned meaning non-dependent. And say this one hand, intrinsic nature, uncreated and non-contingent on one hand, opposite of which is dependent origination, contingent and created. So these two cannot come together. These two are contradictory. How can these two converge upon a single basis without contradiction? On the one hand, you accept dependent origination, and on the other hand, you accept intrinsic reality. These two are opposites. You cannot accept the two together. Anybody who accepts these two things together, this is the contradiction. 27. Therefore, whatever originates dependently, though primarily free of intrinsic existence. So there's no intrinsic reality, but everything is dependent originated. So if you say no intrinsic reality, no objective reality, and if you cannot accept dependent origination, the danger is that you fall into nihilism. You're getting it? So by accepting emptiness, but not nihilism, is because of dependent origination. If you cannot accept dependent origination, only accept emptiness, it becomes nihilism. So it says that 27. Therefore, whatever originates dependently, though primarily free of intrinsic existence, appears objectively is empty. Okay, let's say objectively is empty, and subjectively it appears. So it becomes like illusion. You're getting it? By the way, is there anybody who would like to explain to us what is illusion? What do you mean by illusion? Anyone? What do you mean by illusion? Anyone? Huh? Cyrus?
Something that you think is there, but is actually not there.
Something you think something is there from the object. When you go there, you discover it's not really there. It appears. It appears as something from the object. When you go to the object, it's empty. So this is what we call as illusion. So everything is like illusion. Everything is not illusion. Everything is like illusion in ways that just as illusion there is then, that is what is known as the discrepancy between the appearance and the reality. Illusion is marked by discrepancy between appearance and reality. Things appear to have intrinsic reality, but the reality is empty of objective reality. This is known as objectively is empty, but subjectively it appears. Something appears, but objectively there's nothing there. This is illusion. You're getting it? So the Buddha taught that everything is like illusion. So when you see the dream as everything's like illusion, everything's like dream. When you see things as dream, in the dream or outside dream, outside the dream, waking up. So the Buddha taught everything's like illusion. To know this, you have to wake up. Wake up by knowing that everything's like illusion. Okay, so what is the mark of illusion? What is the characteristic of illusion? That objectively is empty, but it still appears to the subject. Okay, what is illusion? Objectively is empty, subjectively it appears. This is illusion. So it says 27. Therefore, whatever originates dependently, though primarily free of intrinsic, objectively is empty, but appears, number 3, line 3, appears as if it does possess intrinsic existence. Objectively empty, but subjectively it appears. So you taught all to be illusion-like. 28. Through this very fact, I understand well the statement that in what you have taught, those opponents who challenge you cannot find faults that accord with the reason. Why is this so? Because by declaring these, the chances for reification meaning the extreme of absolutism, exaggerating what is empty of objective reality as objective real, that is reification. Reification is the extreme of reification, extreme of absolutism, and denigration, extreme of nihilism, which exists. You say nothing exists. That is denigration. No objective existence, you say objective exists. This is reification. So reification, chances for reification and denigration towards things seen and unseen are made most remote. 13. Through this very path of dependent origination, the rationale for your speech being peerless, conviction arises in me also. There are other words Then your other words are also valid too. So when you see emptiness so profound that when you see the depth of the emptiness, then your conviction, the confidence in the Buddha's teachings, other teachings also grew. 31. You who speak excellently by seeing as it is. And the Buddha, how you taught that things are empty of intrinsic reality is through your own experience. Through your own experience, you are teaching, for example, like people like us who teach emptiness, and like what His Holiness is teaching us is very different. When you listen to people like us, oh, you may see that, okay, it's very rational. Listen to His Holiness, you feel the experience. That's the difference. So the Buddha, when you teach emptiness and dependent origination, is coming from your experience. 31. You who speak excellently by seeing as it is, for those who train in your footsteps, all degenerations, all the problems will become remote. All the problems will disappear. Because all the problems are rooted to the ignorance. The root of all the problems, root of all the faults is ignorance. By seeing the emptiness, ignorance is removed. Therefore, all problems will dissolve. All the tears will stop. 32. For those who turn away from your teaching of emptiness and instead believe in objective reality, intrinsic reality, though they may struggle with hardship for a long time, faults increase evermore as it being called forth. For they may affirm the view of the self, as intrinsically real. Okay, now it's easy. Now I just read it and you will understand it. So thus far, these are more technical aspects. 33. Aha, when the wise comprehend the differences between these two, what the Buddha taught and what the advocates of true existence, what they taught, when you see difference, why would they not at that point revere you from the depths of the being? 34. Let alone your numerous teachings, even in the meaning of a small part, those who find ascertainment in a cursory way, cursory meaning very gross way, even though the gross way, surface, but the surface you understand what the Buddha is teaching, the sense of convictions, sense of faith, confidence increases. It brings supreme bliss to them as well. 35. Alas, my mind was defeated by ignorance. The author, Lama Zoba, saying that my mind was defeated by ignorance, though I've sought refuge for a long time. In such embodiment of excellence, I possess not a fraction of his qualities of the Buddha. But this is expressing humility, the author, and praising the Buddha. 37. Nonetheless, before the stream of this life flowing towards death has come to cease, saying that the author saying that before I die, that I have found slight faith in you, because that I've understood. He's acknowledging that he has actually understood emptiness, the author. Slight faith in you, even this I think is fortunate. 37. Now, among teachers, the teacher of dependent origination, and amongst wisdom, the wisdom of dependent origination, you who are most excellent like the kings of the world, know this perfectly well, not others. So till Buddha appeared on planet Earth, nobody taught this wisdom of emptiness. 38. All that you have taught proceeds by way of dependent origination. That too is done, and the Buddha taught this dependent origination. What for? For the sake of liberating us from miseries, liberating us from the tears, painful tears of samsara, and for the sake of nirvana. You have no deeds that do not bring peace. 39. How amazing! Your teaching is such, in whomsoever's ears it falls, they will attain peace. So who would not be honored to uphold your teaching? 40. It overcomes all opposing challenges. It is free from contradiction between the early and the latter parts. It grants fulfillment of the being's two aims meaning nirvana and Buddhahood. Nirvana meaning freedom from the miseries, and Buddhahood is the expansive infinite happiness. For this system, my joy increases evermore. 41. For his sake, and how come that you, Buddha, how come that you discovered this teaching, which is so precious? And so we may see the Buddha as just Buddha of the one life. But in reality, the effort that he put to get this understanding of emptiness, he put many previous lifetimes. He put effort. for many lifetimes in the past in order to get this experience. Like what? 38. Huh? 41. 41. What kind of emphasis that he put? For his sake, for the sake of this wisdom of emptiness, for the Buddha to get this emptiness, you have given away again and again over countless eons, sometimes your body, and others your life, as well as loving kin and resources of wealth. Seeing the qualities of these teaching pulls hard at your heart, just like what a hook does to a fish. Sad it is not have heard it from you directly. So the author is saying that I do not get the opportunity to listen to this teaching from Buddha directly, because you are the one who originally taught this on the planet Earth. 43. The intensity of that sorrow does not let go of my mind, just like the mind of a mother constantly goes after her dear child. Here too, as I reflect on your words, I think so. The author, Lama Tsongkhapa, he was so amazed, he was mesmerized by the teachings of the Buddha, that he started just contemplate, imagine what the Buddha looks like. So he says, here too, as I reflect on your words, I think, blazing with the glory of the noble marks, you the Buddha, noble marks, and hallowed in the natural light rays. This teacher, the Buddha, in a voice of pristine melody, spoke thus in such a way. Instant such a reflection of the sage's form, sage meaning the Buddha, Buddha's form appears in my mind, it soothes me, just as the moonbeams heal a fever's pain. This excellent system, most marvelous, some individuals who are not so learned have entangled it in utter confusion, just like the tangled balbazi grass. Seeing this situation, I strove with the multitudes of efforts to follow out to the learned ones and sought the intention again and again. At such times, as I studied the numerous works of both our own middle way and other schools, my mind became tormented evermore, constantly by the network of doubts. So the more he studied, the more doubts started to come in, because that the author is extremely intelligent, very smart. So as he explored into this digital emptiness by referring to various sources, the commentaries by Indian masters, so let's say he became even more confused. So it says, constant network of doubts, 49. And finally, this doubt was cleared by the metaphor, by Arya Nagarjuna's work, Arya Nagarjuna's teachings, and Acharya Chandrakirti's teachings. So the metaphor that he gave is Arya Nagarjuna's work is given the metaphor of the lily grove, lily garden, lily grove, but in dark. In dark, you don't see the little garden. So what helps us to see the garden? By the moonlight. Moonlight is the metaphor given to the Acharya Chandrakirti's text. And beautiful garden is the metaphor given to Arya Nagarjuna's text. Arya Nagarjuna's text, which is Mool Madhyamaka Karika. Mool Madhyamaka Karika, or in English, fundamental wisdom of the middle way. Fundamental wisdom of the middle way. And Acharya Chandrakirti's text, to which the metaphor given is the moonlight. Chandra is the moon. Moonlight. And the text is a Madhyamaka Avatara, entry into the middle way. So it says, 49. The non-daily growth of Arya Nagarjuna's treatises, treatises meaning the teachings, the texts which you composed, Arya Nagarjuna, whom you prophesied, whom you, the Buddha, prophesied, would unravel your unexcelled vehicle as it is, shining the extremes of existence and non-existence. Extreme of existence and non-existence, meaning extreme of absolutism and extreme of nihilism. Illuminated, okay, so this, the lily grove or lily garden, but in dark, you don't see that. So it becomes visible by the light of the Chandra, that is the moon. Illuminated by the garden of white lights of Chandra as well uttered insight. Chandra meaning Chandrakirti, the moon. Chandra, whose stainless wisdom orb is full, who glides fiercely. Chandra here is Acharya Chandrakirti, who glides freely across scripture space, who's so vastly read across the traditions, who dispels the darkness of extreme hearts and outshines the constellations of the false speakers. When through my teacher's kindness I saw this, my mind found rest at last. Of all your deeds, your speech is supreme, within that too, it is this very speech of dependent origination and emptiness. So the wise should remember the Buddha through this teaching of dependent origination. 53. Following such a teacher and having become a renunciate, having studied the conqueror's words not too poorly, this monk, Lama Tsongkhapa, the author, who strives in the yogic practices, such is the depth of his reverence to the great seer, the Buddha. 54. Since it is due to my teacher's kindness, I've met with the teaching of the unexcelled teacher. I dedicate this virtue too towards the cause for all beings to be sustained by sublime spiritual mentors. May the teaching of this beneficial one, the Buddha, to the world's end be unshaken by the winds of evil thoughts. May it always be met by innumerable beings who find conviction. Okay, the next line in small letters should be made big. Find conviction in the teacher by understanding the teaching's true nature of emptiness and dependent origination. 56. May I never falter even for an instant to uphold the excellent way of the sage, which illuminates the principle of dependent origination through all my births, even giving away my body and life. May I spend day and night carefully reflecting on what means can I enhance this teaching achieved by the Supreme Savior through strenuous efforts over countless eons. As I strive in this with pure intention, may Brahma, Indra, and the world's guardians and protectors such as Makala unswervingly always assist me. Okay, note. This background in this hymn is as follows. Lama Tsongkhapa entreated Lama Manjushri to Lama Umapa to confirm whether his understanding of the wisdom of emptiness had fidelity in the Prasangika school's view. Lama Manjushri responded that if Lama Tsongkhapa practiced more ardently with three causal factors, then soon he would have immaculate insight into emptiness. These three causal factors are: 1, fervent supplication to the Guru perceived as inseparably one with the patron deity. Number 2, serious pursuit of the practices of the purification and accumulation merit. Number 3, consistent studying, reflection, and meditation on authoritative writings on emptiness by Indian masters. Following his advice, Lama Tsongkhapa, accompanied by a group of his students, left the retreat to hermitage at Ulka. After 11 months of intensive practice, incorporating the three causal factors, he had a profound experience of emptiness, enveloped in this wonder. On the morning of this realization, Lama Tsongkhapa composed this text as an eulogy to the Buddha for having taught the wisdom of emptiness, dependent origination, to liberate sentient beings from the vicious cycle of samsara. Here, Lama Tsongkhapa emphasizes the efficacy of the functionality or the basis of dependent origination in conformity with emptiness. Translated from Tibetan English by Dr. Bin Jimpa. Okay, so done. Well, now, quickly, as an auspicious sign, I will just read some of the verses from the beginning. In praise of dependent origination by Lama Tsongkhapa, he speaks on the basis of seeing. This makes him an over and unexcelled. The teacher unexcelled. I bow to you, O conqueror, who was so dependent origination and taught it. Whatever degenerations there are in the world, the root of all these is ignorance. You taught this, that it is dependent originated, the seeing which will undo this ignorance. So how can an intelligent person not comprehend this part of dependent origination? In this is the essential point of view teaching. Okay. So for this, finally, let me quickly share. So what is the takeaway from this? Takeaway from this is that yes, we had 2-day teaching with the extremely kind invitation by Geshe Dorji and the Gendra Shila and Tenzin and the whole team, Geshe students. So I'm so happy to be with all of you here, offline, online, and some of you came from Pune. So this is really inspiring, and I'm so glad to know that the Pune comes in. I think we'll be inviting Geshe there to give teachings. I'm so happy with that. And so with this, so before I invite some questions, let me just quickly share with you say what is the essence of the Buddha's teachings. So keep in mind that the most important thing is for us not for us to convert, but to become a good person, to become a kind person. First, be kind to yourself. Learn how to be kind to yourself. In other words, some people, they don't know how to be happy. Kind means to be happy. Be kind to somebody means make others happy. So they don't know how to make themselves happy. So say one thing is that when you are happy, you worry about tomorrow. So you're not happy. You worry about tomorrow. And when you are unhappy, you complain, I'm unhappy. So when unhappiness is gone, you worry about tomorrow. So when you will be happy, this is being extremely unkind to yourself. Not because that you are unkind to be unkind to yourself, but because of the ignorance. So say if you're unhappy, take this opportunity to be happy. How? Unhappiness, there's a reason. Check the reason. The factor dependent upon which the unhappiness originates. And learn how to undo the factor depending on which the unhappiness originates. Undo that factor. So you get a skill. So because of unhappiness, you get the opportunity to grow. You get the opportunity to get the skills. So getting skills, getting money is good or not good? Very good. Getting skill is good or bad? Very good. So if you're happy, you will not get the chance to get the skill. Because you are unhappy, you get the chance to get the skill to overcome the unhappiness. If you're happy, very good. And then tomorrow is also dependent originated. Because it is dependent originated, depending upon what factors today, that determines what the tomorrow is going to be like. So create these good factors where the happiness tomorrow will originate, depending on the origination. And the potential factors which can create the unhappy tomorrow, try to remove these factors, factors responsible for the unhappy results to be originated tomorrow. Dependent origination, that's so important for us. So with this confidence, you become a more stable person. By learning these, you can't imagine that one day suddenly you will be, there's a magic happening and you're a very happy person, and then anybody who meets you, they become so happy. Don't expect that. But through consistent practice, being very consistent, I would say the people who are here, we are not giving any empowerment. We're just giving the teaching. So those who are interested in these teachings, these people will see that they are growing steadily, they're growing. Gradually, they're growing in their stability, in the calmness, in the joy. And then your family members can feel that. And I got many good feedbacks from people that by attending none of the courses, it has a deep impact. Some of the people I learned that say because of these attachment to analysis studies, they become more calm and less they say restlessness calms down and more happy. And even the family members, they sense it. And then when the class happens, actually you should tell the family members that okay, now I have a class to do, don't disturb me. Family members remind you, hey, no, this is your class time. Say, okay, today no. You are very happy with the class. When you are happy, we are happy, right? So I get this information from many of my friends. Okay, this is very inspiring. So finally, learn how to be happy. Spread happiness to family members, and then spread to your colleagues at the workplace, and then spread your happiness. You go to the market. In the market, you see very sad people. Spread happiness. Just you, the others, just seeing you. They are they are very down. They feel so down, and they see you. They feel so happy. Let them also get the happiness from you. So this is very important. So what should we do? So before we talk about emptiness and so forth, what should we do? Remember what the Buddha taught. Just one verse. Because you don't want suffering, don't create suffering on others. This the Buddha taught. Don't commit evils. Don't engage in evil actions. Number one, because you don't want suffering. If you don't want suffering, don't engage in evil acts or don't create pains on others. Number two, you want happiness. Because you want happiness, do something good for others. Your happiness will grow. So number two, the Buddha taught, accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. Number one, commit no evils. Commit no evils. Number two, accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. So I'll refrain harming others. I will engage in helping others as much as possible. So commit no evils, accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. Then what people said that people say that okay, you have to study well. Oh yes, from tomorrow I'll study. From tomorrow I'll good. From tomorrow I'll stop alcohol. From tomorrow I'll stop alcohol. Is that easy? Not easy. It's addiction. It's addiction. So the Buddha taught that, right? Buddha taught that this is not easy to abandon the evil actions and to embrace the virtues. It's not that easy. It's happening in the chip of your mind. For example, whatever is happening on the screen, your screen is happening in the chip of the computer, tiny chip. You have to modify the chip. Unless you modify the chip on the screen, whatever is happening, it will not change. You have to modify the chip. So that chip of your mind, tame your mind. This is number three. Tame your mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. Let me repeat it. Commit no evils. Accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. Tame your mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. Next question is, how to tame a mind? How to tame a mind? Tame your affective thought process. Say, which rejects others, from change it to embracing others with unconditional love. How to bring this change in my affective thought process from rejection to embracing? How do you do that? Change your cognitive thought process. To bring about change in the affective thought process, change the cognitive thought process. Cognitive thought process of revolutionizing your acknowledgement of the reality. The reality that you see as so objective real, change it to seeing this as subjective real, empty of objective reality. How to do that? Mumbai people, you are very fortunate. You have Geshe here. I'm saying this once more. You are extremely meritorious. And the Punewalas, Punewala or Punekaras? Punekaras. Okay. Punekaras, they are a little unhappy when I say Punewala. It reminds them of Dudwala. They're not happy. Okay. So the Punekaras, you are also very fortunate to have amazing two teachers. Ashaji and Zubinji is amazing. You're very, very, very fortunate. Okay, so that way what I'm saying is that tame your mind. How to tame your mind? Through changing your affective thought process of rejection to embracing all others. How to do that? By changing your cognitive thought process from seeing things as objective real to seeing things as empty of objective reality. How to do that? By understanding dependent origination on the three levels, which the Buddha taught. Whoever sees dependent origination will see the Dharma. Whoever sees the Dharma will see the Buddha. You getting? That is where all your afflictive obscurations will be removed and your fearlessness will be arisen, will arise. You become truly fearless. All your cognitive obscurations will be removed and your happiness will expand to infinity. That is your Buddha nature. That is your true nature. Hidden treasure within you, awaken fully. This is your true nature manifested. Not only that you are protected, not only that your happiness expands to infinity, you are able to spread this happiness to all the sentient beings. So that is the purpose of life. Short-term purpose, long-term purpose, there's a purpose of life. So in all our endeavors, just see how to make this happen. So there's on the practical ground, what should I be doing? This question. So then it's about information. Information. You should get the correct information, complete information, and the systematic information. For that, don't just feel complacent. Don't just feel happy that, okay, I can watch YouTube. Or, I can go on what, TED Talk and so forth. These will not help. These will be like a booster. Booster is not the real medicine. Booster or reinforcer. They are required once in a while. But in the mainstream, you require these sustainable food. The sustainable studies program is required. So, Mumbai girls, you have Gisela here, and Pune girls, you have the Ashish and Zubinji there. You're all very, very, very fortunate. So, just continue with that. Go for correct information, complete information, and systematic information. And in practical sense, try your best to stay away from harming others. Try your best to render help, benefit to somebody else, not to give in to anger. Don't give in to anger. Anger is a sign of weakness. So these are the practical things that we do, that we can do in our life, that we should not miss. Okay, I stop here, and some questions. Still, we have like 19 minutes. Yes, Namrata.
How can we use the wisdom of Tibetan origination to distinguish between a genuine need and attachment?
Okay. So how do we distinguish between the genuine need and the attachment? Okay. In the first place, what I would say is that, okay, in the first place, let us begin. Don't say that the attachment is bad, right? Don't begin by saying that attachment is bad, that you should be kind. Don't start from there. If you start from there, you start from the air. There's no ground. If the ground is missing, you end up into crash. No ground. So first we begin by, what do you want? What do you want? Start from there. Be very honest. I want happiness. I don't want suffering. From there. So if you don't want suffering, suffering comes into origination by dependence on certain factors. Dependent origination. So don't engage in those factors dependent upon which your suffering originates. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. All phenomena arise from their causes, dependent origination. And what do you want? I want happiness. I want happiness. Want meaning attachment. I feel attached to happiness. I want happiness. There's nothing wrong. I want happiness. If you want happiness, happiness also dependent originated. Happiness also arises by dependence on certain causes. Embrace those causes if you want happiness. Next question. What are the causes of happiness to embrace? And what are the causes of miseries which we should shun? Okay. So they say, overall speaking, the causes of the miseries are those causes underneath, where the mastermind is self-grasping ignorance, selfishness, and self-grasping ignorance. These two are the masterminds. These are the causes of the misery. For example, like what? Contaminant karmas and afflictions. Afflictions like what? Attachment, anger, jealousy. Now comes the attachment, not from the beginning. If you start from the beginning, it's like theology, it's a religious discourse. But if you start from saying, I want happiness, I don't want suffering, that is humanism. It's not religion. So we have to start from there because we are human beings. We have to start from there. So from there, then eventually we come to say that with attachment, all the problems arise. Say, basic need for your happiness. There's nothing wrong. Because I want happiness, I will say I have to stay away from the fire of the attachment. The attachment is like a fire. As long as you keep the attachment, it keeps burning you. An attachment element of selfishness. I want it. I want more than others need me. So there, this selfishness keeps burning us. How do you know that? Because somebody else is involved. You are there. And why do we need each other? Because we are we cannot, we are vulnerable. We are vulnerable. We cannot be independent. We depend on somebody. So then somebody also depends on you. But you want 100%. Other person also wants 100%. The first time you're together, you get 200%. Because you want 100%, and the person will give you 100%. And then after a while, then the other person also suffering. So we'll expect 100% from you, not getting it. So we'll compromise. We'll give you 50. And another, you lose 50, and other person lose 50. You only get 50-50. And then, say later on, then issues start to come more and more. So there, when genuine compassion is there, expectation is less. When they expect where there is good thing that you do or something that you do without expectation, that is a pure action. Where there's expectation return, that is attachment. So that is one which creates a problem. The next question. Yes, over there. Neha, right? Issue.
So you had mentioned that if are having unpleasant sensation because of something, that's why we don't want that to happen. And if we can replace those unpleasant sensations with pleasant ones, then we will not have the aversion through that way. So how to replace it with pleasant sensations?
This is an amazing question. Thank you. You must do Nalanda studies. Okay, this is an amazing question. You are actually touching, you're actually thinking. You are the real engineer where everything goes wrong. You're checking. Okay. So what you said is that finally I want to embrace everybody. I don't want to reject anybody. I want to embrace everybody. To embrace everybody, that is determined by the pleasant feeling associated with everybody. But the feeling is mixture, sometimes pleasant, sometimes unpleasant. With your near and dear ones is pleasant, with the others is unpleasant. And some people, they're very funny. They say that the most unpleasant feeling is when you're with the people who are near you. Right. Okay. So the question is the issue. So what the issue is saying is that finally, how to convert this unpleasant feeling to a pleasant feeling with respect to all the beings. This is an extremely good question. For this, we have to study the Buddhist psychology. Buddhist psychology, there's what is known as the 5 ever-present mental factors. I did not touch this time. 5 ever-present mental factors are there. Did we do this very briefly yesterday? Not at all. Okay. There are 5 of them. So the first one is contact quickly. Contact. Hi, yes. Okay, is it the Mumbai's or this is the Pune's? Okay. Okay, shall I check it? It's easy to check. I will say Pune walas, no, Pune girls, whereas don't speak. Right? Okay, what's the first one? Contact. Number 2. Attention. Number 3. Discrimination. Number 4. Feeling. Number 5. Intention. Amazing. Okay, so the 5 points. When you say embrace or reject is determined feeling. Feeling to embrace, feeling to reject. That is the number 5. Intention. Intention decides. Intention to reject, intention to embrace. That decides your action. Embrace or rejection. That intention is determined. What makes you reject? What makes you embrace? Rejection because of unpleasant feeling. Embrace because of the pleasant feeling. Feeling decides. And then what makes you get the pleasant feeling, what makes you have the unpleasant feeling is determined by the discrimination. Discrimination, Not discrimination, discrimination in a neutral sense, not in negative sense. Discrimination here is the ability to discern, the degree of the discernment, where you discern something very positively, the feeling is pleasant. You discern something to be negative, unpleasant feeling. So your discrimination, discrimination decides what kind of feeling that you generate. And what decides the discrimination? Attention and contact. These two decide. What is my attentional contact? Contact with the information. For example, let's say that, okay, issue is coming to work at Tibet House, Delhi, right? I got the information. And then somebody, let's say that let's say that the issue from Mumbai. Okay, let's say Namrataji give me a good information about you. Oh, Gishila. And I asked Namrataji, how is issue? Issue is an amazing person. He's so easy to work with. She's amazing, right? I got very good information. From another Mumbai girl said the issue is a terrible person, right? If I get two contradictory information, and if I trust the other person more than I trust Namrataji, then the moment I see issue coming for the interview, Tibet House, I feel unhappy. Unpleasant feeling comes because the discrimination is based on the information that I got from the other person. So discrimination says that issue is a difficult person to work with. And then this discrimination gives me an unpleasant feeling. And unpleasant feelings makes my intention to reject. So I said, issue, I'm very sorry, you cannot get the job here. And whereas the next Namrataji comes, Ishila, what happened? Issue is joining or not joining? Not joining. No. I told you she's very good. But I got any information. That person doesn't know about issue at all. I know issue for the last 20 years. She is amazingly good. Don't trust that person. Right? Okay, I'm very sorry. Then I write to issue, come. Right? You get a job. Okay, look, again, the change in information. Contact and attention. With the contact attention, I've got a broader information, more reliable information. That gives me a very positive discrimination. That gives me a pleasant feeling when thinking of issue. And pleasant feeling makes my intention to embrace, not reject. So how to change this feeling is by changing the discrimination. How to change the discrimination? By changing the information. What information? From a very narrow information to a broad information. From a very surface information to a deep information. From a chaotic information, disorderly information to a orderly information. For correct information, complete information, systematic information will guarantee that your discrimination that you get is a very proper discrimination, with which the feeling is guaranteed to be a very pleasant feeling. That guarantees your intention to embrace, embrace, not to reject. This is how the mind works. Good. Next question. Online. Okay, online. Okay, this is Omale.
My phone is, my question is regarding phone addiction. Like I've read many books and watched many YouTube videos to reduce this addiction to gadgets, but I still struggle with it. So how can I turn this awareness into real action, like real change?
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, phone addiction. With the phone, touching the phone, there's a set of pleasant feeling coming. So that pleasant feeling makes you to latch onto the phone. So now you have to think of something else. Say, for example, there's one company which gives you, say, okay, 5 lakh rupees salary per month. Is good or bad? This is Omale. 5 lakh rupees. Look, this is Omale for the offline participants. She's smiling, very happy. 5 lakh rupees per month. She's very happy. Okay, online people, they see her. Offline person, I'm telling you. You're very happy. You like to join? Yes, if I interview you, okay, how many years do you think you can stay with us? What is your response? Yes, Kaumo.
Um, um, for as long as I'm content with that amount, I would stay.
Oh, then you will not get the job. Your committee is not too strong. You will not get the job. Okay,
I'll
I'll
stay
give
for
you a second chance. I'll give you a second chance. Tell me, how long do you think you will stay with us?
however long you want me to stay, Geshe.
Okay, 10 years is okay? 10 years?
Okay.
Of course. Okay, next, the very next day, you get another job offer, which gives you 10 lakhs per month. Now what will you do? So which of the two gives you a greater degree of joy? Both gives you a good degree of joy, but which of the two gives you greater degree of joy? 10 or 5? 10.
10.
10 gives you more. So where there is a greater degree of joy, more expensive, deeper joy, more profound joy, your mind tends to move towards that. This is the human psychology. So if you can think of anything else which gives you a profound joy, more extensive joy than the joy of the scrolling the mobile, your mind will shift in this direction automatically. You're getting it? For this, you can look for, okay, now mobile and something else, chocolate, the cheesecake. No, it's all very temporary. Temporary. So, whereas if you think of something like say, the long term, a long term, this mobile, the joy that you get out of the mobile is not long term. It's very temporary, instantaneous. The next day, the yesterday's joy has nothing to do with that. Instead, it makes you addicted. It doesn't give you it cannot be brought forward. So if you think of something which gives you a long term, think about it. Okay, look at the kind of suffering that I go through, suffering I do go through, my parents go through, my siblings go through, and so forth. And when will this suffering stop? It'll never stop on their own. Think of this. And the mobile, does it help me to remove this? It'll never help me. Think of this more. You give time to these. Then you see that final wisdom of emptiness, bodhicitta, or doing some volunteer work for others. These will actually really help me to grow. And particularly, say, with somebody with a very strong willpower, for them, they don't really need something to feel engrossed. Whereas for people like us, whose willpower is less for the time being, they require some physical engagement. For example, like working in the workplace, or in a volunteer to offer a volunteer service to in schools and so forth. So the physical you are attached there, because this you cannot be with your mobile. So therefore you cut off. As you cut off, your addiction diminishes. And gradually, over time, with the growth in your knowledge, meanwhile, you keep growing, letting your intellectual thought process grow, cognitive thought process grow, and effective thought process grow. So when you grow in these two, then the mobile thing is so trivial. We see it as so trivial, and it's total waste of time. It's waste of your energy, waste of your youth. We'll see that. And gradually, that feeling of the pleasant feeling associated with the mobile will diminish. When that diminishes, you will not have the urge to go after the mobile. So these are the things that we can think of. But what he said is true, very true. It's not that easy. Okay, next question. Over the yes.
It happens sometimes in our life that if you show compassion to somebody, he takes advantage of that, and sometimes he harms us also. So in such a situation, what will it happen in my life also?
Okay,
So, if we show compassion,
Mr. Kumarji.
so there is a duality.
Okay, Mr. Kumarji, your full name?
Sushil Kumar.
Sushil Kumarji. Okay. So Sushil Kumarji is that asking the question with respect to the practice of compassion. Oftentimes, people can take advantage of your compassion. So with this, instead of you being able to help others, you can be harmed. And instead of helping others, it harms others. Or say you are taken for granted and you are treated as a doormat, and they, instead of appreciating, they take advantage of this. So how do you address this problem? This is a very serious question. I remember His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the same question was asked to His Holiness long time ago, many years ago. Oftentimes, this question that comes to His Holiness during His Holiness public talks. I think it was in America or somewhere where there's a huge indoor stadium with I think about 30,000 people, and it was a big, huge gathering indoor. And the same question was asked. I said, you talk about compassion all the time, but when you practice compassion, people they take advantage of us, take advantage of our compassion. Number one. Number two, there's also what is known as compassion fatigue. You practice compassion and you finally you feel tired and you are left with no energy and always go out. You don't get anything, and you feel compassion fatigue. So how should you handle that? So His Holiness responded, saying that if a mad dog comes, don't say compassion, run away. So this is known as skillful compassion. Compassion should not be just a compassion, it should be skillful compassion. Compassion accompanied by skillfulness. Compassion accompanied by wisdom. That is a skillful compassion. What is skillful compassion? A compassion where the benefit is win-win. It's not one side win, one side loss. It should be win-win. This is known as a skillful compassion. Others are benefited, you also benefited. This is known as skillful compassion. So how do you do that? Particularly when somebody who takes advantage of your compassion. Compassion fatigue is slightly different. Whereas people take advantage of compassion, this is not compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue is you keep doing things for others, and then finally you are left with no energy. So of the two, the first one, where people take advantage of compassion, why people take advantage of compassion, even the people taking advantage of compassion also depend on originated. It originates but depends on some other factors. What factors? Primarily two factors. One factor is other person thinks that you are stupid. And the other person thinks that your compassion is a weakness. You're a weak person. You're a soft person. You're a weak person. It's for these two factors that people start taking advantage of your compassion. So what should you do? Your job is to remove these two factors. How? To send a message to the other person that you are not stupid. Number one. To tell the other person that what I'm doing is out of compassion. This is not a weakness. How to send a message? Never, ever, there's no reason whatsoever to justify your anger. Anger is not the means through which you convey the messages. Anger is a sign of weakness. So the other person becomes stronger when they see your weakness, anger. The person, just immediately the person may retreat. But deep inside, the person is very happy that you're weak because of anger. So how to send these two messages? Without giving into anger, one, is like keep a little distance from that person. Keep a little distance means that person knows that, okay, I thought that this person is stupid. He actually knows, she actually knows that what I'm doing. He knows that, which means that he's not stupid. She's not stupid. She's smart. He's smart. Keep a little distance. One. The next, that what I'm doing is out of compassion, not out of compassion, strength, not out of weakness. How to send this message? That when you meet a person, of course, once in a while we meet. When you meet, Don't show any anger. Treat the other person very normal, as very normal, and then separate, again keep a distance. Weak people cannot do that. The moment you're very angry, that when you meet the person, instantly your anger comes out. That is your weakness. Someone who can contain their emotions. When you meet the person head on, these are very strong people. So when other person gets a feeling that you know what the other person is doing, and same time when you meet, you don't erupt into anger, angry reaction. The angry reaction, other person feels your strength, So that way you see that, okay, now the person usually helps me, but now staying, not helping me, keeping distance. And also that the other person, he or she is not erupting into anger when he meets me, is very strong, and so he is also very smart. He knows what I'm doing, keeping distance. So from there, the person will change the attitude. Person will gradually change the attitude. Whenever you get the chance to help the person, in other words, whenever you get the chance, when you have the upper hand, usually weak people take advantage of that and instantly try to destroy you. Instead of destroying, and the other person will expect that now you will destroy the other person. Instead of destroying, you support the other person. Who can do that? Strong people can do that. Weak people cannot do that. Weak people will instantly, for example, two dogs. Let's say dog A and B. A bites B. B is weaker. One day the B becomes stronger. B will attack A. This is the animal instinct. This is weakness. This is not a strength. So whereas when you have the upper hand, instead of harming the other person, you try to help the other person. The moment the other person helps, again keep a distance. To say that I'm helping you not out of my weakness, out of compassion. But I'm keeping distance now because you think that I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. So by these gestures, the person will change. You're getting it? This is amazing. The person can change. The other person will change. In fact, this was exactly what happened in one very important monastery. There was one young monk, very young monk who is very rebellious. And the deputy abbot, his job is to maintain the discipline of the monastery. And the young monk who was against authority. How many of you are against authorities, raise hands? Usually young people, they're against authorities, right? Okay. Einstein said one thing very interesting. He said that since my childhood, I'm against authorities. Now the penalty of my being authority is that I get the authority. He get the authority that people against him. Okay, so this is what he said. So what I'm saying is that this young monk who was against authority and always very mischievous and against authority, do everything to make the authorities unhappy. So authorities, they are very unhappy with him. Then one day, the deputy abbot, he was diagnosed with cancer and had to undergo surgery. And for this, he needed blood donation. And the disciplinarian announced it to the monks that whoever wants to donate blood, please sign up. And then they signed up, like 10 monks, they signed up, and the surgery done, blood donation, everything happened. Then when the deputy abbot, he came out of he recovered from this surgery, then he was informed that the surgery done, blood donation given by these people. There's a list of the monks, and then he asked for the list. Where's the list? The list was given to him, and in the list, the first name was this rebellious monk. His name was the first. So deep inside, this monk was extremely kind. Only thing was that his problem is that he was against authority. So the moment he saw that blood donation was made by this naughty monk who was against him, this abbot, the deputy abbot, started to cry. feeling this young monk's pure heart. So this is where these are things which the strong, even only the strong people can do. Weak people, what they do is, when you see that the abbot, who's always being very strict on him, he is suffering, you rejoice. Who will give blood, why? No. So this is what ordinary people do. But this monk is not ordinary. So this is a strength, it's not a weakness. So this is what we can do in our life. The next question. Okay, over the air.
That the three classes of afflictive emotion is represented by three elements.
Okay, your name?
Ria.
Okay, Ria, for the online participants, Ria's question is, why the three poisonous afflictions, attachment, aversion, ignorance, why these three are depicted with the three creatures in the wheel of life? Okay, this question. Okay, anybody from NMC? And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Has the answer to this? Anyone? Quick? Anyone? 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 Okay. Okay, Namrataji. Namrata, raise hands. Yes.
We discussed today, like two are extremes and one is neutral.
The question is, why these three emotions are depicted by the three creatures? Okay, very simple. That, yes.
Yeah, so each creature signifies
Attachment,
attachment, aversion, and
ignorance. Okay, the answer is what Namrataji said. Yes, correct. Okay, interesting. We have Mr. William. Mr. William online. Okay, let us listen to Mr. William. Unmute. Unmute. Yes.
Yes, Master Geshe. The three creatures, in terms of pictorial, the attachment is represented by a bird, which we all like, because the bird gives us
Yeah,
the sound of the singing. And as for hatred, it's a snake, because snakes is always being vicious and trying to attack you. And the pig represent the ignorance, and the pig is happily enjoying the food given by the feeder, but at the end of the day, it will be butchered for food.
Ria, you got the answer? Huh? Okay, so basically let's say that the attachment symbolized by the bird. With a bird, we see that their attachment, gender attraction, was happening almost like almost every day, days, night, whatever. So they depict the attachment. Then the aversion, the snake, and the aversion by snake is not that the snake is vicious. Snake is not vicious. It's not that the snake is always there to bite us. That's not true. It's our perception. Our perception that the snake is so vicious. And the moment you see the snake, it creates a sense of fear within us. It's our perception. The snake, what do you do? One is a snake, so it's also afraid of you. They would say the way they come to bite you, most likely out of fear, out of their own fear, that otherwise I'm going to be attacked by them. So before they attack me, I attack them so that I can save myself, for their own protection, for their own defense. So, but in our perception, the snake is seen as vicious, seen as the angry creature. In reality, it is not. It's simply survival of it's a survival tool for them to, otherwise they feel themselves so vulnerable. So this is based on our perception of the creature is depicted as symbolizing aversion. Then ignorance, the pig, what the William said is perfectly correct. The pig, so the butcher feeds a pig who is otherwise going to kill you the very afternoon, and then feeds the pig is so happy, will follow the butcher. So this is ignorance. Okay, good. Next question. Next question. Okay, Aditya.
My question is, it's like, can we overcome mental afflictions solely by studying and learning Buddhism? And what is the role of right concentration, right mindfulness in all this?
Okay, the question is that, can we overcome afflictive emotions simply by studying and what do you say, studying and? Studying and learning Buddhism. And what about the role of meditation and mindfulness and so forth? This is a good question. In fact, I would say that the first thing that I would say is that they try your best to overcome the afflictions in whatever way, whether through mindfulness meditation, whether through compassion, whether through offering social service, or whether through studying Buddhism. They say, do whatever can help us to reduce our anger, attachment, and so forth. Okay, that is one thing that we have to do. Don't think that one is correct and the other is wrong. And the next thing that we should be doing is that what are the systems which claim that they have the solution to these problems? Say Buddhism is one of them, and Jainism, major all the religions, they all claim. And then many of these religious beliefs, these systems, they converge. Practice compassion, practice mindfulness, these things, they converge. So why they converge? You can see that this obvious benefit. For example, practice compassion helps you become a happier person, more calm person. And there's meanwhile, people who offer mindfulness meditation and practice it. It's not that easy. It's not difficult. Practice the meditation. Practice it and see the benefit. If there's a benefit, why don't? Why don't you do that? Do it. What's the problem? So I would say that, and particularly in Buddhism, what I was saying is that they say, make sure that you correct information, complete information, and systematic information. Same Buddhism, learning Buddhism versus meditation. These two are seen as separate. It's not separate. Meditation is a great part of deep Buddhism. You're getting it? So if you separate the two, which means you don't have the complete information in Buddhism. So it's very important to have the complete information. And one thing I personally would share is that, so there are so many traditions here. So then how should I spend it? My life would be too short to experiment each of the traditions. So just imagine. So this is a hotel. This is a hotel. I don't know how many rooms are there. Let's say there are 500 rooms. 500 rooms, and if you are a room cleaner, you have to carry 500 keys. Chuck, very heavy keys, right? Nowadays it's can't, very easy. In the olden times it's key, right? So what do you do? Would you carry all the 500 keys, or you carry one master key? Take one master key, that opens all the doors. You're getting it? Same study of the Nalanda tradition. Just believe it or not, study the Nalanda tradition complete. You get a master key. I haven't studied Western philosophy. Then with the Buddhist logic, Buddhist philosophy, and so forth, I had little physics in my school days. I was so fond of physics. Otherwise, Western philosophy, I did not study at all. Western logic, far away. So studying the Nalanda tradition, I studied logic in Nalanda tradition, psychology in Nalanda tradition, epistemology in Nalanda tradition, and the philosophy in the tradition, and about the particles, how the mind works, neuroscience. So from this, you go to, it's like a master key. I read the Western philosophy, I understand it. And so I appreciate David Hume. And I also see where his flaws are. What is his problem? What is his strength? Descartes. And just recently, I gave a lecture on epistemology, comparing the Western epistemology and the Buddhist epistemology. I never studied Western epistemology. Just reading is very easy because what I studied there is like a master key. So likewise, I read the Quran. It's very, you can understand what's there. And I read the Hindu philosophical traditions like Vedanta, Samkhya. You read it, you understand it very easily. So therefore, try to get the master key. Once you get the master key, it's very easy. And then you can appreciate all these traditions. Not that, okay, mine one is best. No. Wow, with the master key, you open this door, Christianity, open the door to Christianity, there's a whole wealth of learning. You might open the door of the Western philosophy. Wow, they're also not stupid, they're very smart. You appreciate them. It's amazing. You can appreciate Hinduism, Vedanta, Samkhya, Nyaya. You can appreciate Jainism. Jainism, I was in one of the Jain programs, and a big Jain, the temple. Thousands of Jain devotees are there. There was lay people, ordinary people. And they're singing up, what do you call it? Bhajan. And when I listened to the bhajan, I could see that these people will never create terrorism. These people will never create war on others. I could feel the vibration of the peace. It's amazing. And I have Muslim friends. These people you can trust with the work. Work culture is amazing. They are very, not all, some Muslims are extremely rich. They are everywhere. Rich people, poor people there. The people who are working for us, the integrity of the work is just amazing. I would rather, prefer these Muslim boys to work rather than others, to be very honest. Amazing integrity. They believe in the God, and on that basis, their work culture is so good. So what I'm saying is that each one of these traditions, with this Nalanta, the master key, you unlock all these doors. You could see the diamonds, gems in every tradition. It's amazing. Good. Next question. Okay. Any burning question? This is Gingona's, the way of saying. Any burning question? If not, we'll stop here. Okay, anyone presents? Neha, you have questions? Oh, Neha, everything is on her fingertips, I know. Yes, anyone else?
The online brother TP.
Okay, online brother TPU. Yes, brother TPU.
Tashidele.
Tashidele.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, Geshe. I'm so happy to see you in good health.
Thank you.
I have a burning question, a bit naive, but we have always been taught that Shakyamuni Buddha spent 6 years in austerity and he achieved Buddhahood. So this question comes to me that very often we don't pay much attention to the question of 6 years austerity. And Jesu Milarepa also was in austerity. So how much does this question of austerity play in our cultivation along the path towards Buddhahood? That is my burning question. Because in Singapore, I cannot find places when I go to practice austerity. So it is kind of strange. But I'm quite serious about this question of austerity?
Okay, this is really a burning question. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, brother TBU. Thank you from Singapore. Thank you. Okay, the austerity is not that you have to go to look for austerity. Buddha did not go to look for the austerity. If in, for example, like King Indrabodhi, he requested Buddha, please keep on teaching where I don't have to leave the palace. At the same time, I become enlightened. So it is not necessary that you have to go to look for the austerity, but in the course of your journey of awakening your Buddha nature, if you do come across a situation where you have to bear the austerity, you should be ready. It's not that Buddha deliberately went in search of the austerity, but it so happened that it came in the way to the Buddha's, the process of awakening. So therefore, the Buddha was ready to face it. Likewise, Jesus Christ on the cross. It's not that he requested the Romans, please put me in the cross so that I'll become popular in the future. No, this is, what's happened in the course, and he was ready. Likewise, likewise, Lord Mahavir, again, the austerity. So we see that whenever, say, a journey must be the map, there must be a roadmap. There must be a proper roadmap to enlightenment. One, roadmap for the journey to enlightenment. And once you have this roadmap, correct information, complete information, and systematic information must be there. So with this, then you start the journey. In the journey, knowing that this, the full awakening of the Buddha nature, that is your ultimate goal. So you should be ready to face any challenges in the pursuit of this goal. And if the austerity is there as a way to challenge you, we should be ready. But even without that, if you attain the Buddhahood, this is the best. So we should be ready to face any other challenges in the course of our journey to enlightenment. Thank you, Brother TPO. Okay, thank you.
Friends, I understand that you've been impatient to go back home because tomorrow is Monday. But please give us 3 more minutes so that we will conclude this session as we plan. So before I invite Nikki to offer a word of thanks, I would like to take this opportunity in presence of Geshe Dorji Damdul, our Venerable Geshe Dorji Damdul would like to take this opportunity. Mike also say that Geshe Dorji Damdul would like to felicitate our center members with a token of appreciation in recognition of your volunteer services, generous support, and your positive contribution towards the growth of center. So I will read out the names. Please come and receive your token of appreciation one by one. I'll begin with Venerable Amit Tenzin Junda. Please come forward and receive your. So these members are real members of Mega Jamtse Center. Therefore, we could have organized these sort of.
Yes, look at camera. Look at camera. Smile, please.
Thank you, Anita Zikatullah, for your support.
Anita, take one extra book for your mom.
Next, we have Mirnali ji Nigde. Mirnali ji Nigde. She is one of the most active and very dedicated members. Thank you, Mirnali ji, for your dedication.
Thank you.
We have Ilango Nadaji. And thank you, Ilangoji, for your support, contribution, and service. We have Nikiji. Come forward and see your topic. Thank you, Nikiji, for your support, your contributions, and your dedicated services. Thank you. Next, we have Sweta Chinjolkarji. Please come forward for your support. Center. Thank you, Swetaji, for your support, and I hope you will continuously support Jamtse. Thank you. We have, it gives me immense pleasure to announce the next member, obviously husband and wife, Mr. Cyrus and Satyaji. Very dedicated, sincere, always ready to contribute, and always one call away. Thank you so much for Cyrus. And his contribution is almost always a creative work. Yes, for all the project arrangements, creative works. Yes, photo please. Thank you. Thank you, Cyrus and Satyaji, for all your support and contribution. And now I would like to call upon Sanjukta Das and Tereret Mehta. This program has been successful because of these two wonderful people. They work tirelessly behind organizing this program. Thank you, both of you. And then we have, I would like to call upon let's come close. I would like to call upon Pamela and Anviji. Pamela, you can represent Anviji as well. Since he is not here. And next one is also not present here today. He has to attend some other important commitment. Kamal Amalaji, our supporter of this center. Thank you. Thank you. Now I would like to call upon Sanj Jekteji. I'm sorry if I pronounce wrong. Sanj Jekteji, please come on. Now I would like to call upon Vivek Salveji, our the silent worker, very dedicated and very sincere of the Jamtse Tibetan Center member. Thank you, Vivekji, for all your support and services. Yes, sir. Thank you. I would like to call upon Vanashri ji, please come up. Vanashri ji is also a very sincere and dedicated member of Jamtse, and thank you for all your support and service. And next, I would like to call upon Sachin Goikwad ji. Thank you. Sachin ji, please come up. And for your support to this center means a lot. It makes a lot of difference. I hope you will keep supporting us.
Thank you.
And next we have, if I'm sorry if I pronounce wrong, Odra. Odra, Geshe would like to thank you for your support.
Yes.
Thank you, Odra. And I would like to now call upon Tenzin Dedinla. Please come up in the studio. And despite of her busy schedule, she always makes time to attend, help the center for any kind of assignment. Thank you, Tenzin Dedinla. I request Sister Tenzin La to receive this token of appreciation on behalf of Lobsang Chandrasekhar. They are a great big supporter of Menlhai Jamtse. They are not here. I also request my Venerable Tashila to receive this token of appreciation on behalf of Acha Kunga Chugila. She is also not here at the moment. So I would request Tashila to receive. Okay, I would like to take 2 seconds.
And last but not the least, our own Nawan Tenzin La. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. So since I said in the beginning that this is not from the center, but Geshe would like to thank or facilitate everyone. Now special mention that Geshe would like to do a special mention about Sister Tenzin La. Now she plays a multitasking. She is an attendant. Geshe, you can consider as Geshe's assistant or whatever you call. So she's always there. She's a assistant of Menlhai Jamtse. She is 24 hours on the duty to receive all the calls. So we would like to extend a heartfelt appreciation to her tireless dedication and sincere effort. And she's been working wholeheartedly for the Dharma, for the center, and for all the arrangement during every special event. Our commitment and service are true examples of Dharma practice in action. We are deeply thankful for her selfless contribution. Thank you so much, Indira, for all your support, your hard work, to Geshe and to the center. Thank you. In that case, we would like to invite Tenzin Chini. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Nikki to offer the word of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I now have the pleasure of delivering the vote of thanks for this wonderful event. First and foremost, we offer our heartfelt thanks to Geshe Dorji Damdul. Your wisdom, compassion, and profound insights have deeply touched our hearts, and we are truly blessed to have received your invaluable Dharma teachings. Many of us on our spiritual journey do spend hours reading, watching online videos given by great teachers. I know that this course today is also being streamed online, which is great. However, to experience a live teaching in person by a great teacher like Geshe Dorji Damdul gives our learning more context, greater depth, and simply put, makes things easy. I will be cheeky and use one of Geshe's analogies about the car mechanic. who banged the car thrice to make it work. The mechanic spent years perfecting his craft. Similarly, Geshe has decades of experience. He also understands perfectly the audience before him. Dare I say that Geshe is the dharma mechanic of sorts. Luckily, no one was physically hit by a hammer at this event. However, Geshe did succeed in hammering into us a basic understanding of dependent origination in just 2 days. While we are by no means experts, he has given us a good start and inspiration that will accelerate our journey to further studies. We would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Geshe Larampa Lobsang Tenzin, whose vision has made this event possible. We are deeply grateful to you, Geshe, for moving to Mumbai, establishing the Menlhai Jamtse Ling, and for inspiring and guiding us on our journey. Your teachings in Buddhist philosophy and psychology, as well as the moral support you provide our Sangha, have been invaluable, and we are truly blessed to have you as our spiritual guide. A kinder, more caring teacher will be hard to find. We also extend our sincere gratitude to Mrinalini Ji and Nagwan Tenzing La for gracefully moderating the programs on both days. Your efforts ensured that everything ran smoothly. We are deeply appreciative of the time and energy you dedicated to making this event a success. A warm thank you to Sanjukta Das Ji and Vanashri Bhatta Ji for delivering the welcome speech on the 2 days and setting a wonderful upbeat tone, which has resonated throughout the weekend. A big thanks to Ilango Nader Ji for his welcome speech. Ilango Ji's quiet presence is exactly what we all need to ground us when things start getting too hectic and haywire. We all enjoyed the delicious lunch on both days. And for this, we have to thank Pamela Ji, who carefully selected the menus in a way to appease several different tastes. We want to thank Prayer Ji for warmly welcoming Geshe Dorji Damdul at the airport, plus a huge thanks to Cyrus Ji for his creative video of Menlhai Jamtse. Special thanks to Tenzin La for managing the registrations and taking responsibility for every aspect of the event. Your meticulous organization and hard work made everything possible, and we truly appreciate your dedication. We also want to thank Tenzin La and Tashila for basically putting together this event and working hard in the background to ensure that the event was a success. We would also like to express a heartfelt gratitude to the members and supporters of Menlhai Jamtse for their unwavering dedication and contributions. It is difficult to name everyone in our growing Sangha. However, your support has been instrumental in making this event a success, and we are deeply grateful for your continued efforts. Our sincere thanks also goes to the audience for your kind presence and enthusiastic participation in today's teaching event. And this includes the audience present here as well as the online audience. Your engagement and attention have made this occasion all the more special, and we hope that the teachings will continue to guide and inspire each one of you. We want to also thank the photographer, Balkrishnan, for his patience and skill at capturing this program's special moments. Lastly, we extend our deepest thanks to the management and staff of the Fern Hotel for the excellent arrangements and unwavering support in hosting this program. We would also like to thank Tibet House for helping arrange this, and even though they are not present here, Geshe Dorji Damdul said they have been coordinating with Menlhai Jamtse Ling to make all of this possible and support us in all kinds of ways. Once again, thank you to everyone involved in making this event meaningful and enriching. We look forward to more such gatherings in the future. Thank you.
Geshe Dorji Damdul has a small takeaway for all of you. So please come one by one, and then we will end our session with a dedication prayer. Thank you. So you can just come one by one in a line and take his blessing with a small takeaway. And get back to your seat. We will end with a dedication there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Geshe, you already gave me. Then you have to give me. Thank you.
Naviraj.
Okay, please move forward.
Neha.
Thank you, Geshe.
Yes. Reggie.
Thank you.
We are very happy. Yes.
Manik. Manik. Manik or Manik?
Manik.
Manik. Aditya.
Thank you so much.
Your name?
Yamini.
Yamili. Ah, yeah. When?
Plus Peanut and Jammy.
Ah.
So if you receive the ticket,
Born in
please
Mumbai?
No, I'm born in Kolkata, West Bengal, but I live in Bombay.
Ah, nice to meet you. Doyle.
So there's an email.
Name?
Monil.
Monil. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Without dedication here is become incomplete. Whatever the knowledge that you have earned in 2 days, it will benefit yourself and all the other human beings.
So good to see you today. After
5 years.
5 years.
Online, we've seen online.
Ah.
The last, I think before COVID is when Vedita had hosted in Bombay. That was the
Yes,
last.
yes, yes. Oh. So 5 years we didn't meet.
Yes.
Ah.
So now I think we'll meet more.
Okay. So you are
In Mumbai.
you're still doing the counseling or?
I'm into cancer research. So I manage an organization which has 35 hospitals from the country. All the doctors are working on coming up with treatment protocols for India.
Oh.
So I take care of all the back-end related work. So while they can focus on better outcomes for patients.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
So which has expanded from 12 hospitals to now 35.
Oh, okay. See you more often.
Yes. Thank you, Krishna.
Deepti.
Pretty.
Pretty.
Teachings have been I have projected the dedicated pair over here. So you can just go through this.
Sorry.
About my father's thing, I will message you.
Sure. Yeah.
I've taken, but
Okay. For the dedication, we'll recite some verses in Tibetan and followed by this, which is screen shared. We will chant it, and it's not difficult. So the wordings are there. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so okay, so oh yeah. Okay, so given that is there, even the online participants, number of the is in the last television period. On the awareness screen share is not on. And for the offline, we had this here on a screen. Okay, so what we do is that first of all, these 2 days, no doubt we have the accumulated so much of merit and wisdom. And there are two very important wisdom to liberate us from the pains of samsara and the painful tears of samsara for yourself, and to remove all the pains, the painful tears from the minds of all sentient beings. So with this accumulation merit and wisdom that is dedicated, that is holiness of Dalai Lama, the true source of joy and happiness on this earth, that he lives long and there is wishes before for spontaneously. Also, let us merits that's gathered, that all the miseries, the pains, and wars happening in the world stop as soon as possible, that everyone can take a fresh breath of air of peace and the freedom from the miseries. And let's also pray that that the teaching on bodhicitta and wisdom, the teaching on the universal, the most, the beautiful mind of the bodhicitta, which altruistic intention to become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings, and the most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness to thrive in the minds of all demon sentient beings, so that everybody gets a chance to experience fearlessness and infinite happiness. And may the Dhamma Center of Jamtse Ling here in Mumbai and all other standard Dhamma centers, may they triumph in the activities of study, reflection, meditation, and that as many people get the benefit of coming in contact with such beautiful Dhamma centers as Jamtse Ling Buddha Center in Mumbai. And let's also pray that the Venerable Geshe Dorji Damdul, that he continues to be of the service to the Buddha Dhamma, continue to show the light of the wisdom to the beings here in Mumbai, as well as to many other places to be connected with, for example, like from the Sangha, Pune Sangha, and gradually keep expanding to the entire world. So let's pray that it happens, and then as many people can get a maximum benefit from Geshe-la's presence in Mumbai, and his spread of his activities in the world. So with this in mind, and let us recite the four verses here from screen sharing. Kangre rave korve shengamdir penda dewa madu chumbe ne chere senwa tenze gyasoi shabe side badu dengyuru ji jambe in the land and circle the snow mountains. You are the source of happiness of all powerful cherish tenzin gyaso. Please may not samsara ends. Jambe bavu chidara kemba ta kondo sambo tean deshen yada gunge jeso dalo jen gyawa deda tamje ravdo mo. Okay, continue. Yes, right. Many to not to not to Julia Deva. Then she show you a bit to show you on the Tabget to J. Namdula.
This is
Dimare, Tabget the only did Mare Tambo was Tanambe. Tabget to J. Tabget to J. Shaggy machines. Okay, so while the Prarag is trying to do screen sharing of this channel Buddha, just inform a little bit about this rosary, the bracelet that is distributed to you. This bracelet came from Bodh Gaya. This blessed the Bodh Gaya, the place where the Buddha became enlightened. We talk about enlightenment. So this should be a reminder for us that I too should awaken my hidden treasure to experience fearlessness and infinite happiness. So this came from Bodh Gaya, blessed by the land of the Buddha. Okay, just for information. Here. From the Nalanda studies, already here in English, we will meaning also. So the one here, the screen the transliteration for the online participants, Namdullah, make sure that there's one with the English translation, because there's no English translation here. Okay, but never mind, those online, you're mostly aware of this. So Namdullah, in future, make sure that it is one with the meanings also. Okay, let's chant this together. Tage tuje shaye riso chong. Namdullah 가르쳐서. Namdullah screen share cheda. Screen share 단들 앉아 샤쇼. Screen share cheda. Oh yeah. We'll do this thing 3 times together. Tage tuje shaye riso chong shenge me to de Mahamunaye Swaha. Age Duje Shage Riso Cho Shenge Meto Ge Bonjoma Sege Lumbo Tabo Jebe Go Shage Gemo Gela Jazego Moni Moni Mahamuna Yeswa Muni Muni Mahamuna Yeswa Tage Tuje Shage So Shenge Beto Ege Mojoma Sege Abo Jebe Go Shaye Yebo Kela Jazelo Moni Moni Mahamuna Yeswa 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 차분히요. 차분히요. 제가 했습니다. 제가 했습니다. Okay. I'd like to offer my deep sense of gratitude to Geshe. So there are two books. The most recent book of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, The Voice for the Voiceless, in English and in Tibetan. So these two I'd like to offer to Geshe for his incredibly great efforts that he put in the Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prerag, Ishla, Benputernula, Kintasla, Tisla, and all the Nilengo, thank you so much. And to make sure that we keep on time. Yes. And everybody. Yeah, thank you so much. And the Pamela and Amrish for this amazing food for everybody. So thank you so much, all the participants. Thank you. And all the volunteers, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great evening and safe journey back home. Thank you so much.
Okay, online participants, take care. Bye-bye. Geht es das nach? Geht es hier?